Despite the New York Giants losing 26 of their last 31 games, the comment section tells me that, Marsh, you're being way too negative. So I put my optimism hat on today, and I'm going to tell you some good news the New York Giants are finally getting. Before we do that, though, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are finally closing in on 99,000 subscribers. We are 280 diehard Giants fans away from getting there. So help a fellow Giants fans out. I'm begging you, please hit that sub button. This is New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and even though it was week 15, he is finally here. Abdul Carter just put out his best game as a pro against the Washington Commanders, and his teammates are calling it his breakout game in the National Football League. We'll take a dive into some stats from that ball game and some reports coming out over the last couple of weeks about Abdul Carter and turning around his perception, image, and really his overall work ethic inside the building in 1925 Giants Drive. Shout out to my guy WBG84 on Twitter. Go give him a follow. One of the best on Giants Twitter. Tweeting out, Abdul Carter is the first rookie since 1999 to record 7+ tackles, 3+ tackles for loss, 1+ sack, 2+ forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery in a game. He was awesome in that game against Washington. And this is what we expected from Abdul Carter. When you take a player like him at number 3 overall, you expect him to show up and dominate. And that's what he did against the Washington offense. He's honestly been good over the last 2 games. I know he got suspended for that first quarter against New England, but I felt like that might have sparked a little fire under him a little bit. 4 tackles in that game, 1 stop, a stop being a tackle that resulted in a negative play for the offense. He had 6 pressures against the Patriots. He also notched his first sack in that ball game. He follows that up with an awesome performance against Washington. 7 tackles, 5 stops, 4 pressures, 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss, and not 1, but 2 forced fumbles. Impact play after impact play. And over the last 7 quarters, Abdul Carter, he has 11 tackles, 6 stops, 10 pressures, 2 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. I would say that is pretty damn good. That's what we expected. That's who you thought you were getting when you turned in the car to the 2025 NFL Draft, and it said Abdul Carter, linebacker, Penn State. We all wanted it to come immediately. We all thought it would come immediately. And look, every rookie, every player is on a different timeline. We got a little bit of a snippet of what he could do in that game against the Los Angeles Chargers. And look, he still had been pretty good this year, especially in the advanced metrics, if you want to be a nerd about those things like I like to do sometimes. But we finally saw the production stats, the raw counting stats go into the box score over the last 7 quarters. Abdul Carter was asked about his game on Sunday by the New York media, and he said it means a lot. Feels like it was a statement, but it would have been more satisfying if we got the win. The perfect answer. The perfect answer. I played well. It felt good. I feel like I let everybody know what I could do, as a lot of people have forgotten, maybe even disrespected my name a little bit, but we didn't win. We didn't do the ultimate thing that we needed to do, which is win. And I like that answer. It's cool to have stats. It's cool to play well. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters in the NFL and the only thing that matters to us as Giants fans is winning the football game. And it's good to see Abdul Carter have a grasp on that. Show him some love. It's been an up and down with a lot more downs than ups for him. And you know what? I'm still rooting for him. I'm still riding and dying with Abdul Carter. I believe that he's going to be an impact player in this league on our football team, and we need it. Type those 51s down below. We have some more Abdul talk coming up in a second. But if you are looking to get somebody a chain or a pendant or some awesome jewelry for the holidays, listen up and go to GLD.com. Use that promo code chat, and you can get 50% off your order today. I'll make sure all of that information is clickable down in the comments and the description of today's show. Fellas, let's be real. Buying men's jewelry used to be a nightmare, especially during the holidays when you wanted something meaningful that wouldn't fall apart. It was low-quality junk that snapped after a week, or it was insanely overpriced with ridiculous markups. That's why I rock with GLD, and you can too, with 50% off when you use the promo code CHAT. You're getting quality pieces that are built to last without breaking the bank. And unlike a lot of other companies, GLD only uses real gold. None of that cheap stuff. What I love about them is that every single stone is meticulously hand set and every single piece is guaranteed for life. It's literally built to last the rest of your life. And shout out to GLD. They hooked me up with this awesome chain and this awesome New York Knicks pennant. I'll be rocking it tonight when we see them win the NBA Cup. If you want a Knicks chain and a pendant, Giants pendant, maybe even a Yankees pendant or a Mets pendant if you're a little bit weird, go to GLD.com and use that promo code CHAT for 50% off because GLD has an official collab with the NFL, NBA, WNBA, MLB, NCAA, MLS, and even DC Comics. Work hard and change the game. Right now, GLD is making holiday shopping easy. For a limited time only, new customers get an insane deal. Use code CHAT to get 50% off at GLD.com. That's 50% off with the code CHAT at GLD.com. After your purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them Chat Sports sent you. I also always love hearing how veterans talk about younger players when they have big-time games and big-time moments. And we've kind of heard that Brian Burns has almost taken Abdul Carter under his wing. And maybe we wish that Abdul Carter would be a little bit more willing to be mentored. I don't even know if that's the right way to say it or if that's even fair to say, but Brian Burns called it Abdul's coming out party. And that's what you want to see. And then you see a guy like Dexter Lawrence after the game say that, yeah, for 1 week, but greatness is doing it over weeks and over and being consistent. That's what you want. You want him to be that big brother type of mentor, but you also want to let him know, yo, you don't become great in this league doing it one time. Like Dex and Burns need to mentor Abdul Carter. I know it's not a part of being a football player, but the Giants are giving you big time bucks. $90 million for Dex, 150 M's for Brian Burns. You need to be a leader. And Burns, you're a captain. I know you're doing a good job, and we appreciate everything you're doing for this football team. It doesn't go unnoticed or unappreciated, but you might have to tighten it a little tighter, the stranglehold that you got on Abdul, and be that big brother. And sometimes the mean big brother that keeps him in line and lets him know, yo, you played great coming out party. But I actually love what Dexter Lawrence said there. One of the most biggest leadership moments I felt like from him in a while, as I'm not too sure if he's all the way bought in or checked out at this moment. Look, the Giants need Abdul to be a star. You can't keep missing on top 10 picks. You hit a double, I would say, with the Kayvon Thibodeau pick. You struck out looking on Evan Neal. You whiffed on 3 straight pitches on Deonte Banks. You hit a home run with Malik Neighbors, and you need to hit another home run with Abdul Carter. It's also going to take Abdul Carter putting in the work, and it sounds like he did last week. Ryan Dunleavy of the New York Post wrote this: Abdul Carter's alarm clock is sounding a little earlier this week. Carter has been in the Giants facility by 7:30 a.m., according to Mike Kafka, as he tries to move past an embarrassing string of missed meetings and walkthroughs that led to benchings at the start of 2 of the past 3 games. This article was written prior to the loss. Giants didn't win. Of course they didn't win. They never win. The loss against the Washington Commanders. He said that arrival time is at least an hour earlier than the first meeting was scheduled during each of the first 3 days of preparation for Sunday's game against the Commanders. Thank you for doing your part, Abdul Carter. We appreciate that. And I don't think it's a coincidence that you had your best game as a pro following your best week of preparation. You get in, you get out what you put in. And you put in a lot of work this week. And I appreciate that. And I hope that you saw those 2 things come together and equal a positive game. You go in, you work hard. You show up early. You put in the necessary work. I bet you even put in some extra work. And you had your best production-filled game yet. Yeah, that's what it takes. This ain't the Big Ten. You're not going up against Michigan State. This is a National Football League. And film study and the extra prep and putting in that extra work, it can take your game to the next level. Brian Burns has talked about it this year. His film study has helped him take his game to the next level. I want Abdul Carter in the film room with Brian Burns. I want him following around Brian Burns like he's his shadow. It's probably a smart thing to do. And I know it's been a lot of critical thoughts on Abdul, some from myself. I feel like I've been a pretty big Abdul Carter supporter, besides the 2 infractions that I can't support. And I know the sacks are low. What's he at? 2.5 sacks now on the season. But the pressures, and the pressures, the almost sacks, top 16 in the league. Quarterback hits, top 17 in the league. Hurries, top 11 in the league. And he has a pass rush win rate as a rookie at the 23rd best edge in the National Football League. This kid's not going to be a bust. The only way that he's going to be a bad player in this league is if he did the things he did that got him suspended. He's locked in. He puts in the work. Good results are going to follow. I truly do believe that. Shout out to everybody that tuned into today's show. We appreciate you. Hit that thumbs up icon on your way out. And make sure you are following me on social media.